What's up, Stat Family? Told you we was coming back with another. We got 45 minutes of Larry Bird stories told by NBA legends. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it. Y'all already know what time it is. Come on now. We back. We thank you, Lord, for another. Y'all already know how I'm coming about it. It's big around here. We thank you, Lord. It's legendary. Don't forget y'all legendary out there. Hey, we missed y'all too. Now I hope y'all doing good. And I hope y'all being safe. And I hope y'all thanking the Lord every day, because it's serious out here. That mental health shit is for real now. Don't forget. We thank you, Lord. Shout out to them real legends. Shout out to them real junkies. And shout out to them real crackheads. Them real motivators out there. I promise you. We finna get down to it though. We back live, Bird family, Stat family. I've been waiting. Just as long as y'all been waiting. Y'all know what I gotta say. Goodbye. She's gone. Come on now. It's about time. It's about time. We been waiting, Big Bird. Hey, Sean David. Basketball time machine. Shout out to him. We back to it. Y'all ready to get down to it? I ain't trying to hold y'all up too long, because it's been long enough. We're going to handle it now. I hope y'all enjoying y'all day. And I hope y'all being the real y'all out there. Don't never fake it. Be the real you. It's legendary around here. We thank you, Lord. Auntie, the real. We love y'all to the end. Ha! Let's get down to it. Promise you. Bird family. Goodbye. She's gone. I promise she go. Hey, I've been waiting. I've been waiting now. Just trying to get back to it. Now I promise you that season 2. And shout out to my Dallas Mavericks too. Season about to start. We about to get down to business. Y'all already know what time it is. It's legendary around here. Shout out to real legends. Shout out to real junkies. Shout out to real crackheads. Shout out to y'all. It's legendary around here. And we thank you, Lord. I say that motherfucker 100 times. We thank you, Lord, to the end. Let's get down to it. I love this shit too, just if y'all ain't know. It's big around here.
Away with it, up to Bird. Theus is back. Larry spins to a crowd for
Goodbye. She's gone.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Lucas.
This is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fan, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. For the past 6 years, I've been covering Larry Bird, and I told you many times that he's my second most favorite player of all time. And I also had a couple of NBA legends explain Larry Bird story videos. And I thought, you know, there are so many classic stories that some of you guys probably never seen because I posted them like 4 years ago, but I also found some new clips. And I always wanted to have this extra large video about Larry. Simple fact, lying in bed, listening to the stories, just let your mind wander and listen to the greats speaking about the greats. And yeah, so this is what's going to happen in this video. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. If you like the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I would say, let's take a look.
Get them likes up. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to Sean David. And shout out my Dallas Mavericks. It's legendary, I promise you.
Now the first stories that we're going to take a look at are, obviously, you have trash talk stories, you have some funny stories, you have some mind-boggling stories, and some stories that you can't believe that a human being actually did that. So let's take a look and give it a start.
Larry Bird, to me, it was so much fun playing against him because he talked so much shit. The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Haslett. They put him on Larry, and Larry was weighing his ass out. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Yeah. And he was like, what's disrespectful? Yeah. He says, it's disrespectful for y'all to put a white guy on me. Yeah. Put a black guy on me. Put a black guy on me. That's why he gives Coop so much. He still says to this day, Coop is the best defender he's ever played against.
Wow. Really?
But he was like, you disrespecting me by putting the white guy on.
I feel you.
But that's
I felt that too when I was watching real live games.
All he played against was brothers.
And she was really like
He was
that.
like, don't put no white guy on me. That's disrespect. So when they did that, he said, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And you ain't gonna see him again.
Goodbye. She go.
But that was Larry Bird.
I think the story that sums up Larry the best was back then when we flew commercial, we didn't fly private. We played in a Tuesday night game in Cleveland. And of course, we got up for the first flight out. We had a game on Wednesday night in New Jersey. Snowstorm hits Cleveland. We're at the airport at 7.
That was a hell of a pass, too.
Flight's canceled at 7. It's canceled at 8. It's canceled at 9. It's canceled at 10.
Finish Maxwell.
Canceled at 11, 12. We finally leave about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We fly up to New Jersey. Now the storm has kind of moved into Jersey. And the bus driver says, well, I can't get to the air. I can't get to the
good pass, Maxwell.
into the arena.
Finish Big Bird. Backboard.
We had a game that night. We go to the arena. So we get to the arena.
And he got back on D. Pay attention.
And we're sitting around the locker room, and and everybody's kind of
The pass.
we're tired, and all of a
Knockdown.
sudden,
Goodbye.
Gives a little bit of a speech of, "Come on, man, guys, we're playing basketball. Let's get ready to go." And Larry stands up, and Larry says, and a couple other few choice words, and he says, "I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take it out on their rear ends." So I was like, "Oh, all right, so let's go." So we go on the floor. Albert King sitting there, and Larry walks up to Albert King and goes, "Don't take this
Showtime.
personally. I've been eating hot dogs all day." And then Albert King looks at him like, "You've been eating hot dogs all day? What's that got to do with me?"
Torching shit.
And we went out and just hammered him. I mean, we terrorized them. And that was Larry. There was no excuses. I mean, he just played. And I tell you, that was just his competitive nature. But a day when you fly all day and eat hot dogs in the airport, best thing was Albert's look on his face like, what hot dogs got to do with me?
The game he played.
If you really think about it, you got all that bread in you too. That bitch go out there and he's still going out there torching something. That's crazy.
World championship with him on the team.
That's crazy now.
And he was ridiculous.
All that bread and pork in your body, it should be stopped up.
The Superman.
Yeah, they're tortured.
When he was talking about him that night after the game, because he did everything: points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game, and a great touch. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
I remember sitting on the bench watching Kevin McHale and Larry Bird, and Larry Bird did something. To me, I'm still marveled at this. And he got so many people. It was a timeout, and one of our teammates, Bart Kofold, had a camera. Right, he's taking pictures. So Larry Bird came over there and looked at our bench. And he said, 3-pointer. Come right over here.
She was
So I'm
dead.
there looking like Babe Ruth.
Mr. Goodbye, she gone for real now, I promise you.
Yeah. So Isaiah, I'm sitting there looking. He looked down at the floor. Hell, everybody looked down at the floor. He like he threw something. And he hit a 3. And I remember Kevin kind of looking over at the bench like it's going to be a long night. One of the all-time greats, one of our heroes.
Wear your ass out.
And competed against.
Promise you.
Brilliant basketball.
For real.
But you remember the story when we for some
Shit
reason,
legendary when you done really seen real live games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's beef.
I don't remember what we had to go back. People are not going to believe this. I don't remember what we had to go back and talk to Larry Bird about before the game. 20 seconds on the clock, we're getting layups. Reg and I jog off the court, go into the back. What you take it from there?
So Jack and I, we go back into the locker room. We're like, where's Coach? Where's Coach Bird? And they're like, oh, he's in his office. We go to his office. He's not in his office. We're like, the trainers are back there. We're like, hurry up. We got to get back out to the court. Like, where is he? And then, you know what? He even might have been, God rest his soul, Slick. Slick says like, go check the shower. So we head back to the shower because we had to ask him this question. Before we got out there,
It's a new story right
around
here.
the corner.
I ain't never
Larry
seen this.
Legend sitting in a chair, got a pack of Newports, just smoking away. Oh, what you guys need? We're like, we're good, Coach. Don't worry about it, right? We're good. We're good. He's like, all right. I'll see you guys out there in a few minutes. I look at Jack looks at me, he's like, yeah, they're smoking a Newport? Right? We're like, this is Larry Legend. Did y'all ever
Real legend.
No.
No.
And and it's documented the worst first half that is starting back on the dad.
Oh my God! I couldn't make a shot.
We were mentally gone. I hear what we just witnessed affected us.
Now, mind you, remember now how we look at Larry Bird in our eyes. Number one, we played against him. Right. I patterned my game after Larry Legend. You know, being from Riverside, this is the mid '80s. Of course, it was Lakers Boston. That was the rivalry, right. And you had to pick sides. So you know, we were Laker fans, but I patterned my game after Larry Bird. I wanted to know how.
Goodbye. She's gone. All right.
Games.
Is she for real? I promise you.
Guard, man, on his last leg. Last leg.
I heard what Reggie Miller said. I packed my game after Larry Joe. This shit legendary. I promise. Motherfuckers start emulating you. That's when you know you're legendary. I promise.
He said, I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now.
This is one of my favorite right here, though.
And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper. Right. And I said, shit, watch this. So all of a sudden, we playing, and I'm getting him up, and he slow ball me. That's why I got the slow ball. Put your back to your back like this, and his back was bad during this time. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him, and he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up, looked around, it was all draw.
Goodbye. She's definitely gone.
I spent the last couple days with Magic Johnson shooting the Capital One commercial.
Motherfucker better be glad that damn hand won't all the way fixed now. That motherfucking hand won't all the way fixed.
Because Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are the two most important figures in NBA history.
I don't know if I don't know how this is gonna play with America, right? but let me just tell you what this dude told me one time, right?
What you call him, Smiley? Bird and legend though.
At one time it was Kelly Tripucka.
The past. That shit never get old for real though. That shit don't never get old.
3 white dudes.
2 of them I ain't never heard of.
All right. So we walk out on the court, and he said, "Who guarded me?" So Larry's always called me Cheesy, right? He's like, "Cheesy, who guarded me?" And I was like,
Cheesy. I said Smiley.
I got Vincent. He's like, "You ain't got no brothers?" He's like you. He's like you.
Disrespecting me.
That's what he said.
Real life.
That's exactly what he said. He said, "Hey man, you can't put no white dude on me." That is straight disrespect.
I remember him, he was cursing.
You go back and watch real games, you're really like, you can really see he meant that shit for real too, and you watch him play.
Disrespectful to me. And I says, "What are you talking about?" He says, "You guys are putting a white guy on me." That's disrespectful.
Wait, who's the white guy you put on it?
I can't remember who it was. I just started laughing. I had no.
I don't know who the hell it was. They got torched, though, I tell you that.
It's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me. And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing in the middle of a game.
It was my rookie season, my first game I ever played against him.
What did he say?
That was the only thing. How can you tell you what he said?
Clean up the language. What?
Patrick said, Patrick said, clean up the language.
It was really the only thing he said to me. I'm guarding him. My first play, he's coming down the court, and I'm guarding him. He looks at me, he said, "I don't know why they have you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots the 3. Now,
Motherfucker's a real nigga, like, for real, though.
This son of a gun just called
You're a
me
real legend, Bird.
But it was funny because after that, because they knew I was going to keep coming, Right. But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me.
You definitely was out there going at it, Dominique Wilkes.
Respect for each other over the years.
You not that bullshit.
And so I never forget that one thing, though, man. I'm like, I was so hot, And I remember he was at the jump circle, and I go shake Larry Bird's hand. He put both hands behind his back. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's just getting into the game. And I'm trying to give him the benefit down. I was so mad, so I'm coming down the left side. And I go up the fast break, and he comes out, and I'm pumping it behind my head, and he jumped. I said, "Yeah, boom!" He's sitting down on the ground. I'm pointing like this. He said, "Hey,
that shit right there was legendary, right there.
Now. balls, but I'm still getting 40 on your ass. You know, and it's funny because I tell
that's a real hooper though.
This when they're talking about great players and they bring up Larry Bird.
Motherfucker get dunked on like that. Nowadays, they're mentally going out the game.
You know,
they'll let that shit take them out the game. Damn, I just got dunked on. I feel embarrassed. Back then, boy, you get dunked on, it is what it is.
He got 25, 15.
I'm trying to drop goddamn 40 on your neck.
I said, the dude just knew how to play, right? And the thing that I loved about him is that he was a shit talker. And I wish you got a chance to play against him, Robert, because I swear to God, you would love playing against him because the dude would just tell you where he's going, shoot in your face, talk shit to you, and run back down the floor. Yeah. And he was just one of those guys that, you know, he just had it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He had it, and I saw it in college, and obviously saw it a whole lot closer when we get a chance to play against the Celtics. He was the biggest trash talker back in the day.
It's a birthday for a legend in the league. Larry Legend, 61 for Larry Bird. Yes. Who's got Larry Bird stories?
Real legend.
Doherty told me this story when he was like second year in the league and they went in playoffs against the Celtics. Down one, Larry Bird catches the ball in the deep corner and he steps back for a three.
Goodbye. She's gone. That shit was really draws, man, for real.
He's not going for the tie.
You couldn't stop that shit.
Brad Doherty runs out and he head fakes him. And as he head fakes him, now it's 3-2. He hits him on the butt with the ball and then he shoots it at the buzzer. And the confidence that hit him on the butt as he flew by him trying to block a shot. I'm like, there's no more confidence. I wasn't around.
I just noticed Kenny Smith got that shit on his head. Took that shit back to the 80s, yeah.
We were playing against him, I think I stole the ball from him.
Kenny Smith took it back to UNC now.
To me, that was Larry Bird. And I was so happy because I'm like, that Larry Bird told me you're a little piece of you know what I'm saying? Like, because I idolized Larry Bird.
Real shit though. Before saying something to me.
You do a very good job at editing yourself on that.
Just talked about Larry Bird.
Oh, shit, that's the man. Shit.
Come on now.
He's like your
talk to him, Parrish.
Your Kareem, you know, once in a lifetime player, franchise changing player. That's the category that Larry was in. And not to mention, I like the way he led us as a team. He wasn't in your face.
Motherfucker won't do no talking.
Talking trash to you. He led by example. No matter how poorly you playing coop, he never got on you. All thing he would say to you, you know, try to pick it up as you can. You know, you had one of them nights, things just not going your way. He always spoke, you know, with encouragement.
Right.
He never tried to put players down. I always respected it about that.
You know, he could come into this because I heard he was good at this. Biggest.
Shout out to them real legends too, man.
Trash talker. I don't think anybody talks shit to you. But Scotty, who would you like? Who are the ones that whether they were good at it or not? But who are the ones that were just keeping gabber the whole time?
I mean, Gary Payton talked a lot. But in my era, probably Larry Bird. You know, he would talk trash and do something tricky.
Question we ask everybody who come on the show is, when you first made it to the NBA, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Man, I'm gonna keep this real with y'all, man. My ass got busted real early, man. I came into the league, man. I was 19. You know how some of them vets, man, they play you to the T, man. I got played down in Boston one night. We was playing Boston Celtics. So the great Larry Bird, I didn't really know much about, you know, I'm from Indiana, Larry's from Indiana. I knew about the history of Larry, but I didn't realize how he really got down. When we got to Boston that morning, I knew something wasn't right. I saw an X-Man, and he was limping around the court a little bit like he was sore. I figured he'd be all right, you know.
Xavier McDaniel.
I figured he'd be all right by that time. I go to the game on the early bus. I get there. They come out they say, "Hey, Sean, you're starting tonight against Larry." And I was like, I'm all for it, though, you know? So
that's legendary, too.
The X-Man, he didn't play, he had a sore knee. But my point to you is this. Larry gave me 50 3/4.
Oh, man.
He was hitting everything.
And he talked to me the whole entire game.
What did he say?
Well, first of all, he asked me to jump ball. He said, "You the cat that broke all my records in high school, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He goes, yeah, you the one that used to dunk my brother too, right? Eddie. And I was like, yeah, that's me. He said, I got you tonight. So every shot he was calling, at the defensive end, he would tell me, he'd be like, when I get down to the other end, I'm going to pump face you, get a hand warm on you, look at you, go off the glass. That's how cold Larry Bird was.
That shit crazy.
And that's the legend. Like,
if you really think about that shit, like,
the dirtiest trash.
now that I picture it in my head, like, and I was watching real games, motherfuckers really was doing that shit.
Left hand buckets on you, so he really talked like that.
You know, so, you know, being from the streets, man, I was to the point of like, look, I'm going to foul him so hard that he's basically going to take his will. He started shooting the ball with his left hand, man. I was trying to foul his right arm. He was shooting with his left hand, banking it off on me, looking at me, still slapping me on my butt and everything, man, telling me everything.
That shit had you demoralized.
That's something that he didn't hit you. He didn't hit you on the butt. Now I got to fight you.
And then Larry, he actually invited me to his house that summer after the game, man. He told me, he said, that's the best defense I've seen so far, the best effort. I get
That's legendary.
Yeah, I gave you 50
you respect
it. Effort I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, you one of them.
To the house and shoot around with me. This summer I show you how to shoot the ball, young fella.
I might have been over there.
Straight up.
That same goddamn night, as soon as he said it, that next morning.
What
we doing?
There was trash talkers back then, but it was done in a kind of nice way. I remember my rookie year, but I didn't guard him. Larry Bird. We played him in the Boston Garden, and I was in the paint, and somehow the ball was swung around. And Larry had caught it, and I was running out to Larry Bird, and it's
that shit looked like it's going in, man, like for real.
I was running out. He said, "Too late, rookie." That's what, too late, rookie. And
goodbye.
She's gone. And I just shook my head and ran down to the
That was like your introduction.
That was my intro to the league. You're like, welcome, rookie. You know who I am, Larry Legend. That's who I am.
And he shot the ball just like he would shoot it too. Legendary.
So I said, let me see what he can do.
But Larry had something.
Magical trip.
Boys don't have, man. You keep it real. Man, Larry different now. Larry different now.
He had a little bit of nigga.
I swear he did. The motherfucker was a real nigga, like for real.
That boy.
Don't let that other color fool you. Hell nah, bro, was a real nigga inside for real.
We played on a team in college in a tournament together. This is the first time I ever sat on the bench. Him and I were on the bench. And we were like, the guys in front of us wasn't better than us, but Kentucky head coach was coaching the team, so he started 3 guys from Kentucky. So we still got. But when we got in the game, we turned it out. But I saw this dude eat Jack Givens up. He was player of the year that year.
Kentucky, right?
Yeah, from Kentucky. And Larry Bird was just slicing and dicing him. And I said, oh, I called home. I said, it's true about this.
Motherfucker, real torch out there now.
I always thought of myself as a very, very confident player.
Yeah.
But Bird especially, and he had a whole nother level of confidence than I ever was able to accomplish and achieve. But he just gave you so much.
Nah, you were cold as hell too, Daddy Ain't. Don't sleep on you now. You were cold now. You were torching real legends out there. I seen you.
You just added to everybody else's confidence.
How was it when you first met him? Like, what was
hustle? Shit like that. Come on, man. I would love to play with somebody like that. Motherfucker doing shit like that.
I mean, he was a worker.
He could let that shit go out.
One-on-one, full court, like half court.
What a pass. Showtime.
Just, in practice every day. I got to know Larry really well, but he was a great worker, a great teammate. He told me, when he didn't think I was taking a good shot, I tell people all the time.
You're deep.
When they start complaining, the coach.
That's how you play defense right there. Good hustle too. Look at this shit right here. Look at this shit.
Doesn't believe in me. I go, bro.
Bro, what?
He'd pass it, get double teamed, he'd throw me the ball.
That shit right there, crazy. He got right back up. That shit crazy right there, boy.
Coming back to me. You got to earn those shots. You do. You got to earn the respect of your coach and your star players all the time.
You pass
that respect.
Backboard.
Every game, you got to be reliable and dependable.
Right.
And that was what I loved about Bird.
Everybody talk about how Bird, his trash talking is legendary. As his teammate, what was it like the first time you saw, or can you give a story of him telling somebody, I'm about to come off this screen? Because we didn't have Worthy on here, and Worthy he said, I'm about to do this, that, then he come right off and do it.
Worthy told him he from Gastonia, didn't he?
Quiet guy. He wasn't a loud and obnoxious personality. But he had a great sense of humor, and he was a character. And most of the time, his trash talking, it seemed like it was for motivation. It wasn't like he was just always trash talking to everybody. It was spotty, but when he did it, it was big.
Right.
You know, like I'm gonna, you know, is Xavier McDaniel's story where, you know, I'm gonna shoot it fake here, shoot it there.
That's real life.
And
that shit was for real. I really seen that.
And it had nothing to do with the play call.
Right.
Like our coach would call timeout and we're gonna do this, and like we walk on the court and Bird just looks at me and goes, "No, give me the ball right there." And then he does what he told McDaniel.
Motherfucker, cut the play, then give me the ball, man. Cut all that bullshit out.
We're trying to exploit a matchup. McHale's having an amazing game against Milwaukee. I remember in Milwaukee, and so we're running a post up for him against Marcus Johnson, and so I set a cross screen for McHale. Comes in the post. I come off a down screen, and I look up and go, he ain't passing the ball. He's just holding the ball, like looking at McHale in the post like this, and then boom, just shoots a three and makes it. But you know, he just had his
shit don't make no sense.
Really wanted to motivate himself, but the most uncharacteristic one was he didn't usually trash talk to like Magic, Dr. J, you know, guys like that. He just, you know, he had so much respect for them. But I remember the big fight between him and Dr. J.
That shit was for real now.
And
exhibition
back, and Dr. J was swinging. It was like so uncharacteristic of Dr. J. As you guys know, Dr. J. I mean, he's the nicest guy in the world.
Definitely.
But Larry had scored like 35 on him back halfway through the third quarter, and he just brought him back down the court and said, "Man, you need to retire." And it was just like,
yeah, that was definitely some shit to get the fighting over. Yeah, that shit had to happen right there. I understand. That shit had to happen. That nigga said he scored 35, proceeded to score 35 points on him.
More trash on the court than anybody.
Yeah, that had to happen. Dr. J. Bird, salute.
There's nothing you could do about it. He was, and it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't, you know, pounding his chest. You can just be standing next to him. You know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation, and he'd say, Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping?
So as a youngster, can you guys, starting with you, Paul, think of players that you didn't like growing up?
Oh, this is,
or even teams.
This is very odd.
Have to be basketball?
Shout out to Paul Pierce, shout out to Jalen Rose.
Boxing, it could be baseball.
Well, I was a avid basketball fan, and growing up in Los Angeles, Inglewood, down the street from the Forum, I couldn't stand the Celtics.
That is crazy, right?
I hated the Celtics so much. You understand the rivalry? I hated Larry Bird. I hated just everything about the Celtics. So it's real ironic that I get drafted by the Celtics. Going to be up there with all the great Celtics. You know, Larry Bird, probably be one of the most important players that ever played in this franchise. And just to be up there, have your name up there with him is a great honor.
You know, to me, even until today, one of my favorite stories is the left-handed story. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know that story, but this, to me, is the perfect example of what
we know it. It's legendary. We'll watch the motherfucking game. We got to.
You know, that cockiness, but always backing it up, you know. I remember when I still used to play, it was always so funny when you had guys who were trash talking but could not back it up, and it was like, why are you even talking? But to hear the stories, and you hear those stories from like every player on the planet that played against Larry Bird, that he was always able to back it up, and that just shows what a sensational player he was. Let's take a look.
Changed by the coach. He's installed Jerome Kersey in the starting lineup.
Never get old, never get old.
He feels that Jerome Kersey is going to give him some aggressiveness, particularly against Larry Bird.
Jerome Kersey's guarding Larry. I think his first 8 or 10 points.
Shout out to Carlisle, Dallas Maverick, NBA champion. Real legend.
Kale was still coming off the bench. And so Larry scores his 6th point on some kind of left-handed shot.
Bird against Kersey.
That shit really don't make no sense.
When did he start shooting right-handed?
Goodbye.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one. I think
She's
it
serious
right down
now.
the wire, and we might have won by 1 point.
It's crazy that you even decided to do some shit like that anyway.
And the Blazers have timeout with 3 seconds remaining.
Motherfucker really, if you really think about it, motherfucker really was out there practicing.
You know, he could outscore you.
Cold.
He could out-rebound you. Bird kept it alive to 1 for 2.
pass.
What a play! He can pass better than you. He can defend better than you. He can lead better. He can dribble better. He can set up plays. He can be the decoy. He
Showtime.
Bird lines up three-pointer. Yes, Bird's last three-pointer, so he tries another one.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. Yeah, that was a tough night, man. You know, the biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
Nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
But when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and, you know, Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he's like, he literally says, left side across the three, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
But, okay, so you guys got, Antoine Carr and Cliff Livingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
Celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever, because back then you didn't have, you know, you watched the real game and just went, you know, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept, not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other a high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah, that was Eddie Johnson. Yeah. Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter. And
really did.
And Cliff gives each other a high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. So it
wasn't somebody not playing good defense on Bird. It was you guys celebrating Larry Bird.
Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. it was.
I'd have been heated too.
I think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
And he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He said, off the glass into the trainer.
Do you ever get yelled at by Jordan or Bird?
Bird was the only one that really kind of, in his soft-spoken way, when we talk about guys talking trash.
Yeah.
Hey, Rook, good to see you. Hey, great college career. I'm gonna catch the ball. I'm gonna pump fake. You're gonna reach for it. You're gonna get fouled. 2 tweets. You're gonna have a seat. Move the whole day, and he catches the ball. And he pump fakes. I go for it. I reach first foul. I come down court. Scott Skiles kicks the ball. I shoot a 3 in your face, Larry Legend. Yes, I'm feeling good, man. He catches the ball again.
Then Scott had to get his shit off.
Reaches for it again. Tweet. Don't have a seat. I see you second quarter, Ruck. So that's how Larry Bird.
Speaking of shooting threes, Coach, we had a poll question on here. Just to let you know, I had
the greatest small forward of all time. You didn't know.
I'm gonna let one of the Danettes, McLovin, ask you this question because he's been dying to ask.
My opinion.
Okay, if you had a bet a week's pay,
real small forward, waiting on the ball, small forward. We ain't talking about coming down the ball, coming with the ball, small forward.
Now?
No,
in their prime.
Look, by the way, you won. Just to let you know, you won this.
Here's how I'll put it, Reggie. If you was my teammate in the pros, I would win hands down. But since I had the great opportunity to coach you, I'd say you win.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm just
that's legendary.
I picked you. It was a dead tie 2-2. I was the tiebreaker, no question. You at the 3-point competition, walking in the locker room. Who's playing? Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I was so bad.
That motherfucker really said that shit, man. That shit crazy.
You know, I didn't realize there's so much tension on it. You know, I'm out there every day in front of these fans. And
who were some of the guys in the competition at that time when you walked in? Who was in that field?
You know,
come on, Coach. You know.
Damn, you made it down.
No, I don't really remember.
But you played 12 years. That motherfucker made the All-Star team every year.
What's
Hodges?
The kid that's Hodges.
John Stonewall.
Yeah, the kid that's refereeing now.
Lester.
Leon Wood.
Motherfucker literally made the All-Star team every year.
Leon Wood never crossed the 3-point line. All he did was he always shot 3. So I thought he might be the competition. Because I've seen him shoot before games. You know, he'd knock him down. So when I walked in there, he's sitting there, and I said, boy, them red, white, blue balls are so slippery, I can't hold on to them. And the next time I came, I said, okay, now they're down the nitty-gritty. Who's coming in second? We already know who's going to win this. And I got lucky because I almost got beat in the first round.
But what was the reaction after you said that? Like, oh, that's just Larry Legend, or did it get dead silence in there?
It was silent.
My favorite trash
And
talk.
pin dropping that motherfucker. Goodbye. She's gone. The motherfucker knew what time it was in there. The motherfucker knew who was in there. Come on now.
Like when they trash talk Hubie Brown. And, you know, they're sitting there and playing in Madison Square Garden, and he's just going like, taking the ball out of bounds in front of the bench. So the whole bench can hear him.
Right.
And go like, Hubie, this all you got from me tonight? Like, you got no one else that can guard me? This is getting ridiculous, you know. And then Hubie would put in like Johnny Newman would be running in the game. He goes, wait, are you serious? That's the guy you're putting on me? But it was those subtle things that he said that were just, I mean, they were so funny, but we loved it. But even the other bench, you know, even Hubie's team in New York is like laughing at Bird's trash talk.
Motherfucker had the whole league got them enjoying themselves, torching shit. Shit crazy.
I was averaging about 20 and 10 when Bird got here. So I'm thinking he's coming to this building. I'm looking at him, but we have the first practice. I'm thinking like, this ought to be a piece of cake. The guy don't look fast, don't look good. Yeah, I'm about to do something to him. Yeah.
Indiana.
Boy, I'm telling you what, hey, it changed my opinion about racism in this world. Because I remember he
This shit was for real. That shit right there.
Second basket. But as I proceeded,
that's a nigga right there. That motherfucker.
Further and further away.
Okay. That motherfucker said you had to think twice, did I hear you?
I said, you know what? That fucking white guy can play that.
A favorite Larry Bird story?
Motherfucker really torching shit out
I
there,
don't
man.
tell Larry Bird stories.
You played. Motherfucker playing 2-on-1. He lost the game by 1 though. Come on, man. What the hell?
Larry is such a unique personality. I don't have necessarily stories. I just what challenges me is I marvel at people who think the guy's a hit. Larry is one of the smartest, pragmatic people I know, and my mother, God rest her soul, was very bright. Coach Knight and Bill Russell are probably the two brightest people that I know.
Yeah.
Larry is maybe right under that in that category. And when people keep talking about him being a hit, Larry understood what he understands as well as anybody is personalities and people. And that's why he would do his junk talking for airing here on radio, because he understood people who would let that bother them and what they would do when it bothered them. That's the way Larry, that was his gamesmanship. So that's really the only story I can tell you about Larry. I just think he's one of the brightest guys that I know. So that's my story on Larry. What else you want to know?
Well, okay. Didn't we talk about this before when you guys played the Chicago Bulls first round of the playoffs? And you guys went out, it might have been you and Roby, and you went out with Bird, and the Chicago Bull cheerleaders bought you beers, figuring that they could get Larry drunk, and then Larry lit him up, and then walked off the floor and walked by the cheerleaders and said, "Thanks for the beers."
I didn't tell you the story, but the story is
Torture shit out there.
That is very typically Larry.
Okay, all right.
He knew right away. He knew what was happening. He knew right away what was happening. And again, okay, so we talk about motivation. For Larry, that's another motivation.
Oh,
for him.
my God.
So he can have that in his mind. So when he walked off the court, you know, he can let you know, hey, you can do whatever you want. Doesn't make a difference to me.
I love that.
But that's Larry.
I love that. That he knows that the cheerleaders are buying him beers, and then he just thanked him for the beers after I think you guys eliminated the Bulls.
The cheerleaders trying to get into my boy head.
Okay.
Oh,
They can't do shit with
I
him.
got the stories of him talking trash.
I was gonna say,
oh my goodness. One thing you got to give Larry Bird, he could be red hot or ice cold. He never stopped talking trash. Ever.
Real legend.
Ever.
I got one.
Great story. Playing the Phoenix Suns, and their main man was Tom Chambers, and Chambers was guarding Larry.
Good left. You out there torching the shit out of Tom Chambers, I swear. Oh my goodness. Good move, Chambers. Okay, I got with a pass. Motherfucker Chambers got him one, didn't he? The hustle out there.
So in the jump ball circle, Larry walked.
Good pass. Knock that down, DJ.
And Chambers, and they came back and told Chambers, I know you guarding me, and I want you to know something. There's only one man that can guard me, and that's God. Now,
Think for real when they said that shit.
Think about the confidence and the arrogance it takes to make that
There's
statement.
someone that's very important to both of us.
That shit was legendary right there, Robert.
Larry
The problem.
Joe Bird. When I was a young child, I would pray to a Larry Joe Bird poster before I would go to games.
Can you say that again?
I would pray to a Larry. It was the Legend poster. You know the poster Legend?
Of course.
And he's got the basketball. And he's just standing there, not an action shot. I would pray to it. I would say, Larry, let me get some buckets tonight. And then I would leave the house.
Legendary.
But I was playing in Western Massachusetts. You played for Larry Joe Bird in the National Basketball Association. I think it's another level. It hit different when you're in the...
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It
Just a little bit.
I've got an update on Larry Joe Bird. An artist named Muck Rock wanted to do...
Y'all should have kept that show going too. I really used to watch that.
I like that name, Muck Rock.
So they made a mural. Problem is, they tatted up Larry.
Whoa.
And we had to blur out some of it.
76ers tattoo.
We had to blur out some of it
Got a Marcus
because
Camby,
they had fornicating rabbits on his arm. So you know what happened? Larry Bird don't play.
tats on his face.
Sent the lawyers.
Tattoo tears.
Sent the lawyers. The lawyers said, no. You gotta take the tats off. So the artist had to redo the mural with the tattoos off. What do you think about Larry Bird having his lawyers remove the tattoos from the mural?
It comes with the territory. I mean, here's a gentleman that's been for public consumption for as long as we've been alive.
You don't even have tattoos anyway, so this shit wasn't real anyway. You feel me? You supposed to have this shit without tattoos anyway. What the hell's wrong with the artist? Come on now.
He's a legend across the world, but especially in Indiana. And so when you see that, it's a mix of culture and playing for Larry, following Larry while he was in the league. He's not saying take the tattoos off because he doesn't want the artists to express themselves. He's saying take it off because he doesn't want people to ever think that he's trying to represent something that he wasn't.
Right.
Okay.
And so in being around him long enough, I'm pretty sure that when he saw it, he was like, all right, that's probably not the representation that I want to have out there.
Jalen, I love Larry so much. I will never, ever tire of hearing Larry Bird stories. When you were playing for him, did he ever yell at you?
Yeah.
What would he say?
Get back, Jalen, get on D.
Oh, he expected you to play defense?
Yeah. Help, Jalen. It seemed like they always heard my name was on defense. Oh, they didn't call my name at all. On defense, I heard my name a lot.
Did he ever give you a compliment?
She did for real on defense
honesty, like the B1000.
Okay.
Larry was the guy that helped validate me. My career needed to be refreshed. It needed to be remixed. I played 2 years in Denver. First year, fortunately, I broke their rookie assist record. Second year, we made it to the playoffs. That offseason, I got traded. Third year, Indiana, Larry Brown gave me 15 DNPs. And he's a Hall of Fame coach that left. So now it's do or die for me as a young player. When Larry Bird talks to the media, it was like, I'm going to turn Jalen into the player that's going to live up to his potential.
Yep.
I cut that out and put that on the refrigerator, bro. I'm like, I'm about to own it. So coming off the bench for Larry and then being ushered into the starting lineup, Rick Carlisle, I got to owe him a lot of credit for my development, along with the vets I had on the team like Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin, the Davis boys in protecting me, my brother Travis Best. So again, Larry Bird helped revitalize me to the point where now I'm eating all of the steak and lobster that I ever wanted. I'm traveling across the world. You would think
it's legendary.
Magic Johnson go to Italy and spend $10 million. But I can go to Italy and spend $150 if I need to. You know what I mean?
So, question for you. What's Larry really like? Like, what's his personality? Because we hear a lot of different stories.
Well, Larry is like the commercial E.F. Hutton. When he talks, people listen. Not a waste of words. He could have dealt with Twitter at 140 characters. He didn't need it to be 180 or whatever it is now. And so being somebody that was straightforward and honest is the best thing you want as a professional. Hey, Jacoby, you working really hard.
I am.
But this matchup doesn't work for you.
Boy, tell me, when you watched Larry's game, Smitty, what it was that jumped out at you that has him held in such high regard throughout the NBA?
Well, I think, Ernie, like we all know, it's a tough decision with those three. Unbelievable players. But just to talk about Larry, for me to see the guy who can shoot the basketball, but then also be able to change his game up, to do whatever he had to do to win.
And then you got that arrogant, cocky Larry Bird, trash talking all the time. And was he really arrogant? Was he really, really arrogant? Well, yeah, he could back it up. So when you're arrogant,
shit for real, when you can back it up,
you're not arrogant. You're just good. And
shit for real,
Larry
man.
was good. And but
The best guy I played against might have been, Larry Bird, someone like that.
How good was
Michael
Bird?
Jordan.
People, I don't think people
don't
look at him and think, oh,
they
he's a
don't
white
know.
guy, slow guy.
Chubby white guy, he wore us out. Because he just, this muscle here, the one between his ears, that was his best, because he made the 3-pointers and he had assists and rebounds.
The pass, Big Bird, the hustle. That shit right there never get old now. Pay attention, that's IQ shit.
New Mexico State playing Indiana.
That's one of my favorite right here.
I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the street from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right, Bird. He makes the shot, Bird.
They pulling from half court. God damn.
Bird. Here's Bird.
Yeah, you was a fool.
Bird this and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass?
That pass right there was hell.
I can't see it, but I just.
That pass right there did it for me.
When the time I got to the end, I said, "Damn, that brother can play." When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, "Damn."
One of the greatest players in our
play like a
generations,
nigga, man.
Larry Legend. Larry
Shit
Bird
crazy.
Says every time anybody talks to him about, guys that guarded him back in the 80s, who was the best, he doesn't even hesitate to say Michael Cooper was the best defensive player that he ever played against. What do you think about that coming from a guy like Larry?
Of all the accolades that you could win or awards or anything like that, that's probably the one that I cherish the most. But what I always tell people about that is you guys, you, Magic, Worthy, Kareem, I was only as good as you guys were giving me my help. Larry got by me several times, but you were always there, B. Scott. Magic was always there. So it was like me and you tag teaming on these great scores. The job that I did wouldn't have been great without you guys, my teammates.
To me, it's just
Real
super sad that because of the fact that I was born in the early 80s, I only got to see Larry play like 1 or 2 seasons when his back was broken, and he was still a very effective player in basketball IQ off the charts, but obviously some of the physical attributes that he had were gone. And just to imagine that I could have seen him play for real, maybe be in the Boston Garden and all those kind of things, it makes me so sad, Obviously, I'm grateful that I still had the VHS tapes and I was able to see reruns of certain games.
Showtime.
But to see him in the Boston Garden, I mean, every one of you who had the chance, I am so jealous. I am so jealous because even until today, when you have players or journalists saying that, for example, Luka Doncic, who's a great player, don't get me wrong, comparing him to Larry Bird, but to me, I could seriously, literally see genius, basketball genius in this man. And for me personally, for example, it's super hard because my only outlets speaking about those things is my YouTube channel. I unfortunately don't have too many people around in my area or in my network that actually go that deep and go that way back into 80s, 90s basketball. But yeah, just the thought of being there. Anyway, you guys, let me know in the comments below. Did you enjoy the video? What is your favorite Larry Bird story? Did you see him play? Share some love about Larry Legend, and I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.
Another legendary Bird video. Sean David, we thank you for another one that was legendary. Basketball Time Machine. If y'all ain't know, make sure y'all hit that like button. And make sure y'all hit that sub button. But I'm going to tell you, they couldn't do shit with Big Bird out there, man. I promise you, man. They couldn't do that. Motherfuckers a real headache out there. You couldn't do that. Torching the whole team, torching the whole league, and the guys respect. That's when you know you cold. You have real legends out there still talking about them to this day. Come on, man. Shit never get old. It can't be made up. I don't watch real games. I don't watch live games. You feel me? From start to finish. I don't need to see no highlight. Real games is where you get to see the real Larry Bird, you feel me? And when you scored, 12 consecutive buckets, I ain't need to see no more, man. I was like, what? You just scored 12 consecutive buckets, bro? Left hand, right hand, backboard shit, shooting too? What? That's crazy, I promise you. I'm talking about in the starting lineup on the USA team. Hurt back, still in the starting lineup. Come on, man, make sense. Think about that. Cold. Real legend. Shout out to Coop. Shout out to Byron Scott too. Shout out to Real Legend. Shout out to Parrish. Shout out to Cedric Maxwell. Everybody. Y'all already know how I go. Shout out to all them real legends that paid away for the new generation. We ain't done neither. We ain't done with them 90s. We ain't done with them 80s. We ain't done with them 70s. We ain't done with them 60s. We ain't done with them 50s. And we ain't done with them 40s. Nate Smith. We thank you, man. It's legendary around here. I promise you. And shout out to y'all. Bird family, we back. Stat family, we back. Sean David, that video was legendary for real. I've been waiting on it. That would be Big Bird. We thank you now. And Bird family, Stat family, I hope y'all enjoy y'all day. I hope y'all being the real y'all out there. Don't ever fake it. And we thank you, Lord, for another one now, I promise you. It's legendary. NBA, it's a new season? 2025 season. Dallas Mavericks. How we gonna act this year? I'm waiting on y'all now. Come on now. Shout out my team, Maverick fan for life. Y'all already know how it go. And Luka, if you need to go down there and talk to Aunt Big Bird, go down there and talk to him, man. Ask all the goddamn questions you need to ask now. You better talk to him while he's still here. This shit legendary now. Go down there and get all the answers you need to get. Come back, bring that motherfucker back to Dallas and handle that. You feel me? We need that. We need that ship. It's serious now. You feel me? Let's get the team going. Big Bird, we salute you because you know what time it is. Goodbye. She's gone. Come on now. That shit was for real, man. Probably the greatest small forward to ever do it. Damn near, hey. What y'all think? The greatest shooter of all time? What y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Is he the greatest small forward? Is he the greatest shooter of all time? Let me know. What the hell is he the greatest at? Let me know. We fuck with your Big Bird. You're legendary around here. I promise you, Sean David. Keep them videos coming. It's big around here. And we thank you, Lord. Shout out to y'all. It's legendary around here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. You know what?